Poultry farmers in this season, we are really facing a challenge of high prices of feeds, yeah, and because of that, most farmers have really gone out of business, because for the first time ever since I started doing this farming, I've never seen like prices of feeds to be high and then also the prices of eggs to be high. That is what is happening right now. The prices of feeds are really high and then the prices of eggs are also high. In the current years, when the prices of feeds are high, the prices of eggs are always low. It is because most farmers have run away from this business, yeah, and the people who are running away from this business are the new entrants. So in today's video, I want to discuss how we can be able to reduce the cost of production such that we can all stay in this business, poultry farming. But before we continue, if you're new on this channel, I'm called Lillian and this is Guevara Farm. Here we talk about everything poultry farming. So if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe, and remember we are taking this channel to 50k subscribers, yeah. And as you can see, we are inside our chicken house, yeah, and at this farm we are still raising the 3,000 birds here. Actually, I have more than 3,000, yeah, but my target is 3,000. That is why I always talk about 3,000. And as you can see, we are really doing well. Like in our last video, we were able to weigh our birds and we saw that the birds are above the expected weight, yeah. So right now I'm running the 18th week, yeah, and according to how I see these birds, I've really seen the signs that they are about to give me eggs, yeah. And the day I will receive the eggs here, I will be able to, I will show you, and then we shall all see that it's really possible to raise these birds. I know most people are always scared, but I know that ever since I started this raising these birds, if you have been following, you have the capacity, you have all the knowledge, because I talked about each and everything that is required to raise these birds properly, yeah. So if you haven't watched, you can go and you watch the first video where we brought these birds from day one. If you follow, you will be able to raise your chicken, because I have talked about almost each and everything that is done to make sure that you raise a healthy flock, yeah. But right now the poultry sector is facing a challenge of feeds, yeah. Even me here, I've been affected by the prices of feeds being high, yeah. I had stopped feeds, but the time I had planned to start using that maize, the prices started increasing before it reached. So I started using my maize earlier, and I want to tell you that right now I don't have any maize. One of the things on how we can reduce on the prices of production, and this one we have really talked about it, and I'm very sure for everyone who is watching this channel knows about it, and that is stocking. We can be able to stock all the ingredients that can be stocked. That is, you can stock the maize, you can stock the sunflower, even the concentrate you can stock, yeah. And we always stock. You calculate the maize that you want, you calculate the feeds that you want from the ratio, okay, from the quantity of that particular ingredient that is in your formula. For example, if your formula, let's say you put 200 kilograms of maize in a ton, so you will be able to calculate and you know how much maize that you need, that you can be able to stock. Another way on how you can reduce on the production, the cost of production, is by using a cheaper formula. Please farmers, let's make sure that all the time we are doing our research, we are trying to inquire and then find out the cheaper and favorable formulas. And I want to tell you that the expensive formulas are there, and also the cheaper formulas are there, yeah. you find that someone who is using a very expensive formulas, yes, is going to be getting many eggs. You find that they can produce up to 90%, yeah. But then another one who is also using a cheaper formula will be able to produce up to 87%, yeah. So you find that at the end of the day, after selling and then you do the math, someone who is using a cheaper formula is making more profit than this one who is using an expensive formula. And for me here, I have the experience of all. I've used an expensive formula and I've also used a cheaper formula, yeah. So I know what I'm talking about. So please, let's make sure that we are using cheaper formulas. And then for those who are using concentrate, I would advise that you use 5%. It is going to make a difference in terms of profits and also reducing on the cost here. And then another one how we can reduce on the cost of production is, let's try and buy our feeds in bulk, yeah. If when you buy feeds in bulk, you find that you're enjoying the economies of scale, yeah. Because normally those who buy in bulk, they are given discounts, and then you find that you're reducing on the other expenses. For example, transport. If you buy feeds for a month, you will save a lot because you will incur transport once, and then you will be better off than the other person who is buying feeds each and every week. There are some farmers who still buy feeds, let's say after 3 days, after 1 week, and there you're spending unnecessary money, which is affecting your profits, yeah. So farmers, we have to make sure that we explore all the alternatives that are possible for us to minimize on the cost and also maximize on our profits, yeah. So even talking about the economies of scale, for those who are using concentrate, you find that someone who is buying 1 bag have their own prices, and someone who is buying 6 bags, you find that they also have their prices, and then the other people who are buying, let's say 10, they have their own prices. So if you combine and then you like all the concentrate that you're going to buy to use in a month, and then you buy it at once, you find that you will have saved some money. When we are trying to minimize the cost of production, please let's not manipulate the quality of these feeds, yeah? Because if you manipulate the feeds, the chicken will not give you eggs as they are supposed to give it to you. And then another thing, if you're growing them, they will not develop properly, yeah. So you're supposed to give all the nutrients that these chicken want, yeah. You can only look around and then you try to know how you can minimize on these other costs, but not manipulating the quality of these feeds, yeah. At some point, someone was complaining that my feeders are always full of feeds, yeah. Here right now I'm giving unlimited feeds to these birds. It's because I want them to grow up very well. Like we have seen in our recent video, these birds, their weight is above the expected weight, yeah. And I'm expecting eggs very soon, yeah. But when I'm giving, I'm very sure that these birds cannot eat beyond what they are expected to feed, yeah. For example, if it is supposed to feed 60 grams per day, it cannot exceed 60 grams. When it reaches 60 grams, it will be able to stop, yeah. So it means that I'm not putting in an extra income to give unlimited feeds to these birds, yeah. Another thing, when you're bringing breeds of chicken at your farm, you have to know the breed that you're bringing, and then you request for a guide and you get to know how much that bird is supposed to take on all levels, yeah. For example, I'm having Isa Brown here, and Isa Brown, they give the biggest eggs. There is no any other breed that is going to give you the biggest eggs like Isa Brown. But again, they eat too much compared to other breeds, yeah. For example, other breeds can feed 115 grams, all 110 grams, but Isa Brown you have to give it 122 grams in order for it to give you eggs. Yeah, so we have to know all this and give the birds what is expected in order to get eggs from them. Just imagine the cost of feeds is very high, and then you're not giving what you're supposed to give, and then your birds are not giving eggs. You will really run out of this business. So we have to know all those factors. We know what the birds are supposed to eat. We give it to them such that we also maximize on the eggs that we are getting. Yeah, such that we can maximize the sales. Yeah. And then another way on how we can reduce on the cost of production is by trying to make sure that we manage our other expenses at the farm properly. For example, there is always a lot of wastage by the people that we use to work for us. Yeah, so you have to make sure that you manage them properly such that you're not losing any money. For example, wasted feeds. Also, for those who pay water bills, there is a time you find that a tap water is just running. Yeah, and also the food that we give to them. So we have to watch all these other costs, and we try to also make sure that there is no wastage, and then also we try to reduce on those costs such that our expenses, our expenditure at the farm is minimal. That way we will be able to save all that money that is supposed to have gone just like that, and by doing that we are maximizing on our profits. Yeah, so with that information, thank you so much for watching. Please don't hesitate to subscribe to this channel and like this video and share it with friends and family, and tell me everything in the comment section. Ask me about everything. Tell me where you're watching me from. I'm willing to answer your questions, and I'll be happy when I know where you're watching me from. So thank you so much for watching. Bye bye. Let me see you in my next video.